But before Ruto is removed, because Ruto will not be removed by you or me or by military coup or by Gen Z, it is God who is going to remove him. And the teachings. So there were to come new laws and new teachings. And the book of Revelation 11 tells us that that altar shall have an inner court, you can see it, and an outer court, and a temple, not an altar in a temple. It says there shall be an altar and a temple. This is the altar, the temple is there. We'll take you there. Now, the most intriguing thing about this altar, when I was told to come and set it with the people I came here with, the Agikoyo elder, the government officials, because Apostle, the person who led the setting up of this altar was the CS for Environment, Keriako Tobiko, and the then MP of this area, Kadini Kega, Kikuyu Council of Elders, the Mau Mau veterans, and church ministers who set up this altar. It is not me. Me, I just facilitated the setting up. And it is the government that gave up the land. And the President Uhuru himself sent his minister, they are called cabinet ministers, cabinet minister, to be and here at 7 to hand over the land to the Agikoyo community. And then the Agikoyo now elders gave the church of Yeshua this place to build an altar. And they did not tell them that it's only the Agikoyos who should come in to preach them. He told them, our children are Agikoyo. They have intermarried. And then, one thing we should know about our Agikoyo elders, most of them who are here are Mau Mau veterans. When the Mau Mau was fighting for the Mau Mau warfare, they were not fighting for Kikuyu. It was not called the Agikoyo Land Freedom Fighter. It was called Kenya Land Freedom Fighters. And they used to say, we are fighting for the freedom of Kenya. We are fighting for the land of Kenya. We are fighting for justice of Kenya. We are fighting for justice of the African nation. And we are fighting for the justice of the black man. And Nelson Mandela repeated this word, that they were inspired by the dream of the Mau Mau. The Mau Mau were never selfish. They were not fighting about the Gikuyu alone. Even when Jomo Kenyatta took over this land, he did not make a cabinet of Gikuyus alone. He incorporated other communities. So even this altar was not set for the Gikuyus alone. It's just like the Gikuyu led the Mau Mau warfare for the liberation of Kenya and the liberation of Africa and the black nation, and the black nation. So this altar was set to liberate the Gikuyu, to liberate Kenyans, to liberate the black nation, and to liberate the disciples of Yeshua, so that they can see salvation and be partakers to the millennium kingdom. So it's those who are preaching is about the Agikoyo. It is not about Agikoyo. And that's how we change it now. Before we used to speak in Kikoyo, because our first mission was to convince the Agikoyo to accept about God's mission. Then we change now. These days we no longer speak in Gikuyu. We speak in English. From now we were told now, the Gikuyos have heard, now go to the other nations. Now we started speaking in English. Because now this represents everybody. The Jews and the Gentiles. The Gentiles shall trample. They are to trample this land, looking for the truth. And when they find the truth, they are to partake into the kingdom. So they are trampling here. They come here trampling, looking for truth. Where is the truth? But after trampling, they discover the truth is there. And the kingdom setup is there. And the kingdom is of Yeshua. And it is delegated to his servants, the 144,000, who will be kings and priests to rule over who? Revelation 7 from verse 9, from now verse 9, from 9 to 10 tells us. And then I saw a great multitude who had washed their robes with the blood of, and they came out of the great tribulation. They also went before the God of heaven and the altar. Because after the kingdom is established, the kingdom of heaven will come down. It will be one, so everybody will be before the presence of God. So that is about that altar. And that is why this altar was set up. This was the altar of the kingdom. So, when God told us now, the time has reached to establish the kingdom. there's a difference between establishment and taking over. For a kingdom to establish, it first of all has to set up. Like now, where people, when we are campaigning in 2022, even now they are campaigning, although there will be no election. What do they do first? They set up the political parties. They first of all establish the political parties. If it's a kingdom, it first of all establishes itself, then goes and takes over. See, that's how you take over government. Now, if it is by force, you first of all establish your army, then you fight warfare, then you take over the king. So kingdoms are not miraculous, like at the word, all that you need to do is pray and the kingdom comes. That is deception. Even when you were even when Yeshua was throwing Satan out of heaven, no longer in heaven, he was thrown to the earth. And those soldiers were defied. Some of them were arrested, and they arrested in one of the heavens. And the church teaches us that it's one heaven. It is not one heaven. There are 7 heavens. We have 7 heavens. So for this kingdom to establish, already the Bible tells us the kingdom of these worlds belongs to Lucifer, Satan the devil. He even tried to give Jesus the kingdoms. So he is the one who is ruling this world. He is the one who appoints kings and presidents. But God, because he gave you dominion and he had his own time frame, he has allowed you to make decisions. Even when the Israelites refused him to rule them, he said, they have not rejected you, Samuel. They have rejected me. Let them have kings, and they are going to be testword. They are going to have a lot of problems. So now, we are talking about the establishment of the kingdom of Zion, which is the kingdom of peace, as in the book of Isaiah 11:1, book of Isaiah 11, verse 1 to 12. And we are saying it is the start of the establishment of the kingdom of Zion. So for the kingdom to take over and start ruling, it has to establish first. So that is when we talked about that Ruto is going to come out and the kingdom is to be established. For Ruto to come out, there has to be a takeover. But before Ruto is removed, because Ruto will not be removed by you or me or by military coup or by Gen Z, it is God who is going to remove him. Before he removes him, he has to establish the kingdom. So he told us, go with the team of Mount Kenya Prayer Warriors, go to my mountain and establish my kingdom there. So on the 26th of July, we came here and established the kingdom. How do you represent kingdoms? Kingdoms are represented by banners. Every kingdom, every government has a flag. So the first step was to establish this kingdom. And we alerted the government. It's the internet. I even wrote a letter and told them the kingdom has already been established. We are waiting for the day of the Almighty God, which is going to give us, for now the established kingdom to take over the governance of this country so that the kingdom of Zion can be established, so that the harbinger is not Jesus Christ. The harbinger is like John the Baptist. John the Baptist came to prepare for the coming up of Yeshua HaMashiach the King. The harbinger is preparing for Jesus Christ, is preparing for Yeshua HaMashiach to come back again and take over the world. So the kingdom is already established. This is the altar. And I repeat it, it's already established. And it's awaiting takeover. And the takeover, the removal of the political regimes in Kenya, the removal of the current regime in Kenya, it is going to be removed by the power of the Almighty God. And then now this now altar shall take over the country, and the kingdom of Zion is about peace and tranquility, is about healing, and is about abundance. As we speak now, we are waiting for the final command so that God can remove the current regime, can remove the current Uda regime, can remove the current Ruto regime, and he installs the harbinger in the state house. It is not spiritual, it is physical, and Ruto is aware. I have told him, he has been told. I even wrote a letter to him the other day. And I put it, when I sent him to him, he refused to listen. I put it in the social media. I put the letter in the social media and the press conference. So he is aware that there will be no other elective king. The kingdom of Zion is taking over. And like I finishes, the kingdom of Zion is about peace, is about abundance, is about healing. And the process of healing has started because the kingdom has established. The process of healing is started. And when the kingdom takes over, it is going to change all the systems. And this nation is going to heal. And when this nation heals, it will heal the nations of East Africa. It will heal the nations of Africa. It will heal the nations of South America. And then it will extrapolate to Europe. Who will resist it? Those who will accept, they will be incorporated in the kingdom. Any question?
ithandũkũ rĩa mwĩhĩtwa waku rĩrĩa itheru